What up people, Ren the Legend here and welcome to 80's Mania Wrestling Returns, and today we're going to have a look at the new feature where you can run not just one, but two federations. So I'm currently the general manager of WrestleWorld. If you click here, you can see the federation that you control, plus the federations currently controlled by the computer. So I would now like to take on Rock and Roll Wrestling as my second federation. So let's see how we do that. So we come up here to the takeover button, we're going to click on it, and then it's going to show you the federations that are out there that you can pick up. So there is currently America's Best Championship Wrestling or Rock and Roll Wrestling. So what you want to do, once you've picked the federation that you would like to control, in addition to your current one, you would just click on select down the bottom. Are you sure you want this federation? I am sure. I'm clicking yes, and there we go. You have to pick a commissioner. So just like when you start the game, you get a choice of commissioner. Each commissioner has a slightly different bonus. Bonus being the amount of cash you will get every show. You will have to pay a one-time cost for your commissioner. I am just going to go for the free one, Mr. Greenhorn. Costs me no money out of my bank, and I will get a bonus of $100. So we will select that. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I am in. So once you have selected which federation and which commissioner you want, you will now see this screen. This screen will show you all the cards that you have available and show you which roster they are currently assigned to. As I was originally the owner of the WrestleWorld roster, as you can see, all of my wrestlers are currently attached to that one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send a few of these guys over to my brand new R&R federation. So Edgar Prim, we're going to click on him, and then it will spin it from his current roster to the new one. How about FEDS? We'll send her over. Rick. Now, let's say you've done it by mistake. You didn't want to send Rick. Just click it a second time and it will go back to where it was. In the bottom of your screen, you will see how many wrestlers need to be added before you can set the roster. You need to add 12 before it can be finalized. So we're going to send over Goblin Knight. I think Harry can go over to R&R. Idolo Bronzo, get over there. You're on your way. Jobber Joe? No, I'll keep him actually. So we're going to flip him back to WrestleWorld. Jupiter sounds like a kind of guy who could be on Rock and Roll Wrestling. Let's get Malice over there. Let's get Masakari over there. Molotov, you can go. We'll send over Moonman. You can also send over manager cards. So Mother Russia manager version, get over there. We're also going to send Mortician. You can get over there too. Muddy Rivers. Let's give him Bonsai. Mystic Man, one of my favorites. Off you go. Orion Northstar. He has to go to Rock and Roll Wrestling. We're also going to send off Mr. Cabbage. Queen of Mean. And we're also going to give them one more manager, Ryan Regrets. So now, down the bottom, 0 more wrestlers are needed. But that doesn't mean you can't send more. You can keep sending however many you want to balance out your rosters. We're going to send a few more over. Annihilator can go there. Thumper Moore would be a good addition to that roster. And Willie Mammoth. So now that we're happy with what we have, we can set the rosters. Of course, you could use your filters as usual, just to make sure you've got the right balance of cruiserweights and heels and baby faces. Once you're done, click on Set Rosters. You get the opportunity, before you start your second federation, to assign your champions. Just like you would get when you first start out your first game. So if you're not happy with Masakari as the champion, click on reassign. Edgar Prim is the guy I want holding my belt, and in he goes. And then once you're happy with your selections, you just click on proceed. Are you sure? I'm very sure Edgar Prim is the one for me. Yes. And there we go. We have now created 2 federations and set the rosters. So now comes the important part, booking your shows. So as the manager of WrestleWorld, that is currently my default, but if I want to switch over and go book some stuff on Rock and Roll Wrestling, I will click on switch federation button up here, and then boom, all of a sudden we now have the availability to pick the second federation. So we're going to click on here. I think we're going to go with the red, white and blue show. We're going to select the show, and now we have the ability to book our second federation with the members of that particular roster. So now we're going to book our first show. So we click on here and we will only see members from the roster that we assigned earlier on. So if we go down to match number 1, we're going to click on a wrestler, we're going to remove our filters, and then all of a sudden all the wrestlers that we added have been now entered into the pool. So we're going to go Orion North Star. We're going to put him up against Edgar Prim. And we're going to book it. And there we go. So now if you want to switch back to your original federation, again, just go up to the top, click on Switch Fed, and all of a sudden we are back and we can book our show for our first federation. Simple as that. Rock and Roll Wrestling, Wrestle World at a click of a button. So what happens now if you've decided, actually I want to send another wrestler over, bring one back? Very simple. Down the bottom of your screen you have the Backstage button. Click on Backstage. You'll get an option here for rosters. When you click on the roster, it will reopen that page that you had originally, which again will allow you to change people back and forth. So we want Voodoo over there, we want Chance over there, but I think we're probably going to want to bring someone back. We're going to pick a non-champion Goblin Knight. You'll come back to us, we will set the rosters, and job is done. Another cool feature to keep in mind is that once you have completed your week's booking on both federations, when you go to claim bonus, it will also tell you which one of your federations placed above the other. So if you want to have a bit of competition with yourself, that's how you keep track of it. Okay, so now you've enjoyed running 2 federations, but you're finding it a bit difficult. You would rather just go back to focusing on one federation. To transfer control back to the computer, very simple. Click on the setting button up here, and down the bottom you'll see an option to give control of the second federation back to the computer. So we're going to click on this. Are you sure you want to give up control of the second fed? Doing so will wipe the history of the second federation, so you are giving it all back to the computer to run as fresh. We are going to say yes, and then in we go. We are now back to running just the one federation. Nice and simple. So now to come full circle, let's say that you would like that second federation back again. The only thing to keep in mind here is that you need to play 1 week's worth of booking on your main fed. So if we wanted that second federation, we'd go up here to take over. It would say you must complete at least 1 show to be able to take over again. So what we're going to do is we are going to book our first federation's first week, which will then allow us the option of taking back control. On this particular occasion, I'm going to autofill. We're just going to book this show, get started, skip to results, and now that we've completed a week of booking on our main federation, we will now get the opportunity to take over the second fed again. So we click on take over federation. This time I'm going to go with Mr. Codger, you are my guy, and then yet again we are back right where we started. Perfect. And there you have it, guys, a brief tutorial on how to use the second federation feature. The opportunities are endless, especially with your imagination. You can do anything. I personally am running 1 federation up to the 90s. Then I'm going to take over 2 so we can kind of recreate the WWE WCW feature. You can do whatever you like. The options are all there. Guys, I really hope you enjoy this feature. Thank you.